A beautiful young woman is found floating in a backwater lagoon in Central Florida. Her mouth is duct taped shut, her wrists and ankles bound, and she's weighed down with plastic grocery bags once filled with rocks. Investigators have only one serious suspect, an ex-boyfriend named Brent Huck. On the surface, 22-year-old Brent Huck doesn't appear to be much of a lead. He's recently graduated from college with a bright future ahead of him.
Where's that real nice house? Is that it right there, that real nice one that was built?
Brent's had a privileged upbringing in a wealthy community and enjoys the good life with nice cars and fast boats. It seems that Brent has it all. Still, with no better leads, detectives asked to search Huck's home.
The actual first piece of material that really opened my eyes in this residence was a crumpled up piece of white duct tape in the bedroom that Brent Huck occupies.
And there is one more item, extremely common, but in this case, extremely interesting.
Walking through this residence, there were plastic grocery bags out in the garage, and one particular one that later became significant was found in the kitchen.
But the tape, spline, and bags can be purchased at just about any hardware or grocery store across the country. It is circumstantial evidence at best. Investigators will need something more if they hope to secure a conviction against Brent. Back at the lab, Laufenberg compares the bags from Brent's home to the ones used to weigh down Misty Morse. Is there any connection?
There's a lot more information on plastic grocery bags than I had ever known. The numbering system on a bag indicates three things. The V would be the lane of the machine making the bag. 8226 is the last four of the Social Security number of the operator, and 2 would be shift 2, or evening shift.
The bags found at Huck's home and the bags found on Misty Morse were made by the same person, operating the same machine during the same shift. It's a compelling coincidence, but unfortunately still circumstantial evidence in the eyes of the court. There's only one piece of evidence left to make the case. Laufenberg turns his attention back to the animal hairs found stuck to the duct tape and rope used to bind Misty. He knows the hair belongs to a canine, and Brent Huck owns 2 dogs. Dr. Halverson compares the DNA pulled from the 4 strands of dog hair to the DNA she obtained from Huck's dog.
After doing the mitochondrial test, first on the evidence and then on the known hairs from the suspect's dog, what we found is that they matched.
Crime scene investigators now turn their attention to Brent's boat. The autopsy showed no signs of physical injury, so finding any blood evidence will be a long shot. What's more, the boat appears to have been meticulously cleaned. But crime scene investigator Terry Laufenberg knows where to look. He sees something buried behind one of the seats.
I found a small tangle of hair that was collected and subsequently sent to labs. It was a mitochondrial DNA match, or somebody maternally related to Misty Morse's mother.
Misty didn't have another sister, so it had to be her mother's hair or her hair. Talking with her mother's never been at the Brent Huck family residence, and certainly has never been on Brent Huck's boat. The hair on the boat is one of those final pieces that you just can't explain. Yeah, you can argue that anybody that lives on the river may have duct tape, sail rope, window spline, bags, cell phone activity. I mean, all of that was explainable. What wasn't was the hair on the boat and the dog hair on Misty.
With the evidence in place, the motive becomes clear. Brent Huck had broken up with Misty, yet the two carried on a secret romantic relationship. When Huck heard rumors that Misty might be pregnant, he worried that his new girlfriend would find out and break up with him. Instead of coming clean with his girlfriend, Huck decided to get rid of what he perceived to be the problem. Misty Morse. That July night, Brent called Misty. She thought they'd go out on a date, but he had something else in mind. Alone on the boat, he overpowered her with rope and duct tape. He tied her up with bags of rocks, threw her overboard, and didn't look back. In court, jurors hear the story of a rich kid who thought he was above the law. In 2003, Brent Huck was found guilty of felony first-degree murder and kidnapping.
He was sentenced to life in prison without parole.